Hello, I would like to welcome you to Module 1 of How to Start a Consultancy Business. My name is Susan Stokes and I'm a business consultant helping businesses grow. You can find out more about me on my website susanastokes.com. But we're not here to talk about me, we're here to learn about how you can start your own consultancy or coaching business. In this 6-modular course, we will be looking at what is a coach, choosing a niche, looking for how we were getting leads, and then systems that we need to put in place. In Module 5, we will be looking at how to warm up those leads to make them into customers, and in Module 6, how we scale our business. So let's look at Module 1 now. What is a coach? What is a consultant? And can I be one? These are sort of the questions that you probably have. So in this module, we will be looking at what is a coach or a consultant, what is the difference between a coach and a consultant, why people hire coaches, some common misconceptions, limiting beliefs, the business model of coaching and consulting, and we'll be asking the all-important question, can you be a coach? So let's crack on and delve into this module. So first of all, what do coaches and consultants do? Well, they help people go from where they are now, to where they want to be, maybe sometime in the future. Now, some fundamental differences between a coach and a consultant. For the purposes of this training course, we'll try and keep it very simple. A coach tends to teach new skills and mindset. Answer the question like, how can I do this? Examples would be a tennis coach who would be teaching someone how they can perhaps serve better. Or a golf coach teaching someone how to putt or to use their drive or hold their golf club correctly. So these are coaches. A consultant is someone perhaps with a little bit more expert advice, and in this particular case they would be asking, or their clients would be asking, what should I do? So in business, what should I do to improve my bottom line? What should I do to overcome strife within a department? This is a consultant, it's more of an expert advice. And what we often use the terms intermingled, coach, consultant and mentor, and there is in reality an overlap between the three. So we are just going to use the very simplistic definition that we just mentioned, that a coach is someone, and just go back to that slide, someone who teaches new skills and mindset, and the consultant is a little bit more of an expert. So to be a coach, you don't need to be an expert, but you do need to understand certain skills. So why do people hire consultants or coaches for that matter? Well, it's because they can't do something themselves. So like in our example of the tennis player, they were having difficulty with their serve, and so they needed coaching to improve their serve. Now we also use coaches because we want to save time and to make shortcuts. So saving time, maybe it's an image consultant or a shopper service, and by using a shopper, they will bring the garments to you for you to try on, saving you time. Maybe there is a long learning curve in what your client is trying to do. So by coaching them, they are getting the shortcuts. They're not having to make the mistakes that you made, and you can shortcut them to success. And often they want to follow a proven system. They want to understand what you did to get to the position that you're in today. So having a proven system is very interesting for a lot of clients. Now, I want to talk for a moment about some common misconceptions. I don't know what your image of a coach or a consultant is, but often when we talk about consultants, it's sometimes looked as a business consultant, but you don't necessarily have to be a business consultant. There are consultants in many different disciplines. So first of all, you don't need to have an office. I know lots of coaches and consultants that work from home. You don't need to have a suit. Well, I can assure you that a lot of my calls, I'm not in a suit. In fact, because I work in lots of different time zones, I could have just taken a shower and be in my PJs, but they don't see me, so it doesn't really matter. The need for certificates and degrees. Now, if you're a consultant and you need to have a specific knowledge, then yes, you may need to have some certificates or degrees. On the other hand, you can have an experience that really gives you enough knowledge to be able to coach someone. So it's then you're qualified by experience, QBE, qualified by experience. You don't need to have a big following. That's just not true. You can easily just make your business work from scratch by contacting and engaging with people. You need to be mature. Again, I disagree with this. I have a client, he's 16 and he plays games, computer games, and is now teaching other people, coaching them how to get to different levels within the game, and he identifies the hacks and he helps them get through the game. So he's coaching people on game skills. And at 16, he definitely doesn't have an office and a suit. He doesn't have any certificates or degrees. And he is starting to get a fairly big following, however, because there are lots of young people that are willing to pay a few dollars each to be able to get the hacks that help them get to the next level in the game. And you don't need to have a lot of skill, but like my friend who is 16, he spent hours and hours and hours playing those games. So he has a skill, and it's a skill that people will pay for. The next thing that I really would like to address is overcoming your limiting beliefs. I don't know whether it's the little voice in your head or somebody sitting on your shoulder that says, you're not an expert. Why would someone listen to you? You're not smart enough. And why would they pay you? So these are things which happen to a lot of people. They don't think they're good enough to be able to coach someone. They don't know where to start. And that's the purpose of this course, is to show you where you can start. I can't play the game. Well, it's not a game. You want to help people, and that's not a game. You have people that are in pain. They have a difficulty, and you're trying to help them to overcome that difficulty, to get them from where they are now to where they want to be. So it is a help that you're giving. It's not some part that you're playing. What if I can't answer their questions? Well, answering questions is a bit vague, because is this an answer to a question about the area of your knowledge, or is it just a general question? And I think the answer here is just to be real. If it's a question that is outside of your expertise, tell them that it is. If it's a question that you need to do some research on, tell them that you need to do that research, and you'll get back to them with the answer, or you'll introduce them to someone who can help them. I can't afford it. Well, coaching and consultancy can be very lucrative, and you don't need to have a huge number of clients. So it really is down to you to make sure that you get the revenue that you want from this. And by I can't afford it, does that mean that you're currently in a job and you can't stop working your job? Well, the good news is that you can keep your job and spend as many hours as you have available to do your coaching. So for example, if you know that you can only do your coaching between 8 and 10 in the evening, then you may want to target your customers in a time zone which is slightly different to you, so it is still earlier in the day for them. And remember, you are the only one standing between you and your dream. So if you have a dream of becoming a consultant or a coach, then you have to overcome your limiting beliefs. The business model of a coach and consultant is really based on doing the work via the internet. So you don't need to have offices. Certainly when you start up, you don't need to have offices. As you grow and you've got hundreds of people working for you, at that point you may want to have offices. But at this stage, when you're first starting out, you definitely don't need to have an office. You can work from anywhere. So, you take your computer, you take your telephone, whether you're sitting on a beach, in a cafe, so long as it's somewhere where you can carry out your calls with your clients, then you're able to work from anywhere. There are no upfront costs. Well, maybe we should say there aren't any expensive upfront costs, because with any business there are costs, whether that is having a computer system, whether internet costs. These are just small costs compared to a business where you have to set up an office and you have to pay rent and gas and electricity and internet and staffing. So the costs here are minimal compared to a company in the real world, shall we say. You can get started quickly. Once you've decided on your niche and what it is that you want to coach people on, then you really can get started very quickly. And the great news is you can do it all online. Now, I will say that there are some types of coaching where a face-to-face option is probably best, but these are relatively small areas, and I would say in general you can do it all online, especially with today's technology, with using tools like Skype and Zoom and GoToMeeting. So really, to get started, all you need is you. Just you, that's all you need. The question you need to ask yourself is, can you help people? Because this is what we said a coach does. They help people get from where they are now to where they want to be. So you don't need to be the best. You just need to know more about your subject than the person who you are trying to help. In other words, you need to stay one step ahead. 2 or 3 is probably better, but if you can stay at least one step ahead, that's great. As you learn new skills, you can pass those skills on to someone else. So the question really is, can you help someone go from where they are now to where they want to be? Have you ever been asked to help someone? Maybe it's your friend's daughter wants you to help them set up their computer, install a program. Maybe somebody's asked you your advice about looking after plants, or how to garden, or about that recipe that you have, your family recipe, how to make jams. Maybe you've gone through an experience which you can share your experience with other people to help them through difficult times. In fact, there are so many ways that you can help, and often you will have been doing coaching without realizing. You are helping someone go from where they are now to where they want to be. So, you can be a coach. Just think about this for a moment. It's nothing stopping you. You can be a coach by helping people, like we said, move them from where they are now to where they want to be. And to be honest, you don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be real. You need to tell them what you can do and what you can't do. So on that basis, really, everyone can be a coach. We all have skills which are unique to us. We have life experiences that are unique to us. And if we can tap into those, we will find that there are people willing to pay for those skills in helping them. Everyone is a coach, but in a different way. So coaches come in every industry, in every niche. So don't be afraid that, what you know about, there aren't enough people about, because you have a global market, and globally you can find clients, whether you're looking for 3 or 4 or 20 or 30. Globally, that is just such a small number. So don't worry. There will be people out there looking for what you have to offer. So let's just explore this, helping others. We need to help others to help themselves. So we need to ask the right questions. So we make people think. It's not just showing them the skills. Why do they want to do something? How can we help them? What's the path they're going to take? We help them to explore ideas. Sometimes by asking questions, what somebody thinks is their problem turns out not to be the real problem at all. It's like when somebody has a headache, you might give them a tablet, an aspirin or paracetamol, but in fact, you need to find out what's causing that headache to start with. So by asking the right questions, you can explore new ideas. Some coaches are called accountability coaches, but in fact, as a coach, you should be being held or holding your client to be accountable for the actions that they've promised to do. And as we said, you have to be real. You have to tell them what they can or can't expect from you. Managing expectations is extremely important. You need to be present. You need to know what's happening and listen to what they're saying. Listening is a very important feature. Remember, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So you ask the right questions, but you listen twice as hard. Being a coach or a consultant is a huge opportunity, especially now with the internet and the possibility of global markets. And if you can provide value, then you can succeed, because that's what people are looking for. They're looking for value. They're looking for that change. They're looking to get that shortcut. They're looking for that system. And the internet makes it all possible. You can do it all online with people around the world that are looking for your help. So, what have we covered in Module 1? Well, we've covered what is a coach, what's the difference between a coach and a consultant, and why people hire coaches. We've looked at some of the common misconceptions and the limiting beliefs, a little bit about the business model, and we have said that you can be a coach. So this is really what we've covered. This is just sort of like a grounding to the course so that you understand that you can be a coach. So now it becomes more hands-on for you as we go through the modules, because we will be looking, for example, in Module 2 about choosing your niche. And there will be workbooks for you to fill in. What are the best categories, examples of niches, problems to solve for that niche? Because, that really is important to find the right problem to solve. The magic statement. Wow, the magic statement is a great way of introducing what you do to your audience. And we also talk about the journey, the pain points of your clients. So we've talked if they've got a problem, so they have a problem that they want to solve. How do they feel before you've helped them? How will they feel afterwards? What journey is it they're going from hell to heaven, the before, the after? And we will also address what you should charge, what what you could charge. So this will be in module 2. It's more interactive. There are workbooks available for the modules that come after this, and so I would just suggest now that you click on the link below, that you register, and that you will get access to module 2. So what's stopping you? It's a free course. You want to be a coach or consultant. It's up to you to take action. If you take action consistently and persistently, you will succeed. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, then you can post them below this video. You can send me an email and I will answer those questions for you. If you have any comments, again, put them in the chat below this video, and I'll be pleased to answer you. I look forward to hearing from you and also to seeing you on module 2 when we'll be choosing your niche.